Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, so this week we went to Hamilton Mennonite Church in Hamilton. It's between Ancaster and Dundas, and so just give you a bit of a background. I am Mennonite. I grew up in a Mennonite church. It was United Mennonite, which is one of the more modern sections of Mennonite. I don't know what the word is. But anyways, denomination. So a lot of people, when they think of Mennonite, they think of the horse and buggy, the little bonnets on the head. Most of those in Ontario live in the Kitchener area, and that's like the old order Mennonite or Amish. But the Mennonite Brethren and the United Mennonite are a little more modern, so we dress like everybody else. We don't use horse and buggy, we use cars like everybody else, and electricity, so we're more assimilated to the regular community. Still also a lot of farmers, but I grew up in Niagara-on-the-Lake where it's all fruit farms and grape farms, and there's like 7 Mennonite churches in Niagara-on-the-Lake, which a lot of people don't realize because we're not the horse and buggies. We are just regular people. Anyway, so I wanted Deb to experience a Mennonite service.
Yes.
And so let's let
Okay,
Deb's...
so my feeling on this church was it's a small church, but it was very full of all ages. There was a lot of people there of all ages. The children stayed in the service the entire time, which surprised me. I felt it was very, very traditional. I felt that if we look at the songs were very traditional, and I didn't know them. They did a lot of readings that both the congregation and the minister read, so we had to speak out loud many times. We also had a lot of prayers, and they even had like an open mic, which I've never seen at a church, where they put a microphone up at the stage and you could go up and talk about your joys or your concerns, and then the congregation would pray for you. So
I was comfortable with this type of service because that's what I'm used to. So I did find the hymns to be kind of old-fashioned, I don't know, kind of monotone. I know there's some hymns from my youth that I just love, and I was hoping to hear at least one that I knew and loved, but I didn't know any of these hymns, so that was unfortunate. But and I thought leading up to Easter there would have been some more popular Lent or Easter type hymns. But this was a special service, so their pastor had been there for 12 years and she was leaving. This was her last Sunday. So they were doing kind of a pastor release service.
Right. So
it was different than a normal service. It was very geared to, appreciation of the pastor. And a lot of her talking was geared to like being appreciative of her last 12 years and that she's moving on and stuff. So it was nice. It was special. So they had, for music, they had someone playing piano, and one song they had a guitar player. But there was no like real music leader, and then they had the choir go up once, but it's not a very big church, so we have a photo showing that they were just kind of lined up front. So, but it was nice. The service was nice. It was very Bible based, very Trinity, God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and very. Yeah, prayers were good.
Well, one thing I did feel more at that church than any other churches, the feeling of family, community, and togetherness. It was the type of church I felt that if I was in pain, I could have gone up to the mic and felt like someone was going to be there for me.
Yeah, you could kind of feel the love.
Yeah.
So it was nice that way. It was very nice.
Yes, but too traditional for me. You could tell they do a lot for the community. They're also having a refugees family coming and they're going to be helping pay for their housing and food and everything.
Yeah.
So I think they really work together, and they do a lot of stuff for their community more than anything. So I really felt that.
And they felt, I'm pretty sure they were inclusive, because did you see the box? So the pastor, she was female, but she did a, which I think is good. When I say she's female, some churches will only have male.
It's true.
For their top person, or whatever you want to call it. But to have a church that recognizes that a female can do just as good a job is, to me, it's inclusive, right? But she did the children's story, and she had a box that was multicolored, like an LGBTQ type flag. So it made me feel like, yes, they were inclusive, which is good for the community as well, because everyone needs to be loved.
Yeah.
So,
Very small parking lot. Very, very small church, and they were having a big luncheon downstairs. So I just felt it was like one big family. It was a great experience, but definitely not something I would.
I think
go
we
back
both
to.
agree that we want some more lively music and more worshipful music, something you really can feel.
Yeah.
That the music is making you feel like you're worshiping and praising. So,
That's Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my final point is just, I'm really glad I experienced it. I've always wanted to know what it was like to go into a Mennonite church. And again, I didn't feel strange going in. No one really came up to us or anything, which surprised me. But it's definitely, I need something a little more modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we enjoyed it, but we're looking for another new experience. So if you have a recommendation for where we can go the next time, I think we're going next week. We'd love to hear your
Please
suggestions.
forward ideas. Yes. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.